Hi. It's D&D time. How are you guys doing?
Are you asking us or are you asking the chat?
Everyone who could hear this. If you can hear my voice, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Rev?
I am doing great. We're playing D&D again.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. I'm super excited for this session right here. Yeah.
I have this pumping music. Let me know how the levels are. I've got them set for like streaming video games. How are they? How is like KY in comparison? Say words.
Test, test, test. Saying
Banana
words.
I'm gonna
These are words that I am speaking.
Say more words.
Words.
400
words.
words.
Just tell me what you had for breakfast this morning, KY.
I had a bagel with egg and bacon and some pepper jack cheese. Wait, no, it wasn't pepper jack. It was white American cheese melted into nice bagel breakfast sandwich and a banana.
That sounds great.
Did you make that, or did you get it from somewhere?
Oh, I made it.
Nice.
I always make my own breakfast like that. That's my go-to because I can just like take it in the car.
Mhm.
But you know, sometimes I get really lazy, or if I have extra time, I'll just like make them sunny side up. You know, dip some bread in that shit. It's good.
That does.
What did you have for breakfast, Rev?
I had breakfast tacos.
Oh,
I made them
breakfast
myself.
sandwich is good.
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of? Did they have chorizo in them?
No, I just do eggs, cheese, and hot sauce.
Nice. I approve. That's good.
Yeah.
Let me kick my cat out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
No.
Hey Rev,
My
I'm
cat's
getting
outside
married
my door
next year.
crying.
Will you wed my wife and I? I can't leave Texas because it's expensive. But if you're in Austin, sure, I'll show up. I suck at it, but you know, if you don't care about your wedding, you just want some guy to say words and then it'd be over. There you go. Thank you, Rob, for 33 months of support. Yay.
A rousing.
I'm really good at
commendation of
selling
yourself.
things.
Yeah,
Well-
you sell yourself really well there, bud.
Look,
Okay,
I've done
Mike.
it once, and it's, like, ultra important, and I'm not particularly great at it. Like, there are people who have practiced this, you know? I'm not one of them.
Where are we talking about?
Someone wanted me to marry someone else to someone.
Oh, yeah. Just read a script. You'll be fine. Just make
Yeah.
it up.
Well, you know
Just
how I
wing
do with
it.
reading.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You're dyslexic.
Very dyslexic.
Just use a randomizer to switch the letters around so you can read them normal. That's how it works, right?
Totally, yeah. I've heard-
Yeah.
people always
Yeah.
point out that Comic Sans
the
is
ticket.
apparently the route to go.
No.
But that apparently makes dyslexic people just it's easier for them.
I think that's trolling. Just a hunch. Just a
It's-
runch.
I think that's a
But-
bullshit lie to get you to read Comic Sans and hate yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, Manicap in chat is saying that it is easier, I guess, to.
It's probably like a placebo effect where you're expecting it to be easier, so it is easier.
I mean,
you know.
I don't really want to put someone's wedding vows into Comic Sans for them. You know, like that seems like
Just
it would.
imagine a teleprompter behind you displaying the vows in Comic Sans.
But what if they get rings and the font that it's engraved in is Comic Sans?
See,
Oh.
that just
tiny
seems
into
like
it.
it would be bad for the marriage.
And maybe you gotta go with the theme. What if they have a theme of Comic Sans?
Oh no.
Oh God, who makes their theme Comic Sans?
Just like
What are you telling me you didn't, Scott?
How about Comic Serif? Does that exist?
oh, I'm sure it does.
Should.
Comic Serif. I'm looking it up.
It's like a fun time business party, but all of the graphics have been done by Bob in accounting.
I could have done something trolly like that, but instead I chose to have Guile's theme play at my wedding, so...
Oh wow, I thought you were gonna.
I felt that was enough. I wasn't
Comic-
kidding, I posted a video of that shit. No, I danced down the aisle to Giles' theme.
That's adorable. I missed
Probably
this.
like 2 people got it too, maybe 3.
It's a pretty rockin' tune, regardless.
It is. Everyone had fun with it, and everyone always questioned me. They're all like, "You sure you don't want a more traditional song?" Like, "You see it? Of course I do. Shut up. I want this." It was fine. It was great. I had a great time with it. So, how are we doing?
Great.
Buddy,
Good.
Everybody
The
ready for
DM
some
is
Good, the
Hoots.
DM.
Huh?
Who is the DM?
Jen is the DM this time. Jen,
is
where are
DM.
we?
What's going on, Jen?
Yes. Give us the scenario.
So I bought a new bed recently, and it's a queen. So we're all
How
gonna
many hit
get
points
into
does
Oh,
it
it,
nice.
and we're gonna take a nap.
What
Oh,
kind of
that
role
sounds
play
great.
is this?
It
I'm
has
actually okay with this.
Roll to
I
get
jump in
onto
the
the
bed
bed.
and
Or-
fur goes everywhere. It sticks to every surface. The bed's immediately ruined. Brisket is completely oblivious and licks your face.
Roll to sleep.
my cat destroys you.
18. I succeed.
You fucked up now, son.
I don't even get like a saving throw or anything. Fuck, that's bullshit. Fuck this DM. I want Hootie back.
I don't get a
That was
saving
fast.
throw when my cat wakes me up in the middle of the night and bites my elbows because somehow knows that's a really sensitive part of my body.
Oh, huh.
Momo
Interesting.
has decided her favorite thing to do is to, like, I sleep facing the door on my side.
Mhm.
Momo has decided that her favorite thing is to run down the hallway and then jump directly into my face, which
Huh.
is horrifying when you're asleep because suddenly I get hit with like 5 pounds of cat in the face.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, so we've started shutting the door.
yeah, that's wise. For show.
Yeah.
I
So
have
shall we,
chat on my tablet now. Okay, perfect. Am I
Yeah.
willing to kill off PCs? Yeah. Yeah.
We've had a couple of close
Hell
calls,
yeah.
but not like actual party wipes.
I mean, no one's
I
ever
think
asked
I've
me.
come the closest to dying.
Yeah, you almost
Yeah.
died, and then
Mhm.
Randus almost died once.
I don't remember
What?
that.
Yeah,
Randus.
he
Yeah.
got real
In
close.
the first season.
He
So
was
long ago.
yeah, it was in some sort of like dining hall. We were fighting, I don't remember what, but I remember it being like nail-bitingly close.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
You jumped off of a golem mech. It was really great.
Yeah, that went fine. That was like the least dangerous thing I did.
There's like a disturbing amount that I don't remember from the first season.
I
mean,
how
it's
we're
okay.
splitting it up into seasons now.
That's how I do it, at least.
Season 2 of Vine D&D.
Well,
the
I
failed
mean,
season.
it's probably a good time to mention that that we're probably only 2 more episodes away before
Oh,
this
no.
season ends. So,
I mean, I always
Cliffhanger.
refer to it as
Dramatic
episodes
conclusion.
I mean,
for,
quote unquote season.
You're gonna lynch us,
You can always cut the-
Hootie? You're gonna David Lynch us?
Oh, am I gonna?
what does that mean?
Really confused by that.
Oh.
I don't know.
Nothing. I don't want to spoil.
I know how
anything.
we're
Are
all
you gonna
gonna
M. Night
die.
Shyamalan us?
There you go.
I hope so.
Are you gonna Quentin Tarantino us? And we all have to talk about our feet?
Oh man,
Got
I just hope he Michael Bay's us.
We all
I
die of
absolutely will
explosion.
not Michael Bay you. You don't need to worry about that one. You don't need to worry about a Michael Bay incident.
Everyone
It's
is just stripped down to their basic character elements. We have to have the sexy character and the action hero guy and their explosions.
Dude,
Yeah, nothing
I
but
would-
explosions.
I would love a Tarantino themed fantasy RPG. Draconia, motherfucker, do you speak it? You know, great. I just want a DM to be Samuel L. Jackson.
You can do that sometime. That's not hard.
Hell yeah.
That's a pretty easy way of doing it.
I'm trying to think if there are any other easy systems that are just like quick, just go, go, go.
KY actually showed me a Twitter for a guy that does his own like small RPG rule systems. He fits them on like an A4 page, and that's it. You just
it's
roll with that.
Oh,
Just
I saw you
one
retweet
page
that
role
the other
playing
day.
games.
It's really cool. I'm thinking about supporting him and
Yeah.
Seeing what else he's come up with, because there was one in there that what was it, like 90s hackers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
looked
whole
cool.
theme.
I
The
love
one
that
page
90s
RPG that he just like kind of going viral, but not really, is called Hack the Planet.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like 90s cheesy cyberpunk, and everyone rolls their own like goal for the game, kind of like, everyone is John type style. So everyone has like a main goal and then a hidden goal, and they're all kind of like super cheesy 90s cyberpunk theme.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. But I mean, it's thematically super strong. I think it could be really good, but mechanically, it's very bare. So I don't know how it actually plays, but it looks neat. Yeah.
Trying to think of.
Okay.
We could always
You
do
ready
like
to
Neverwinter
start, Hootie?
Nights as well.
We could at some point, yes, but we'll figure that out another
Yeah.
time. Why don't we
Although
get
that will
started?
take longer than yeah.
Okay, so let's get back into our hero's journey here. We got Brisket the Corgi, played by KY. We got Gerald the Wizard, of course, played by RevScarecrow.
Hey.
We got Wendho the Samsarn, played by Jen, and we got Azana, the Tiefling, being played by Ima. So, we all ready? So I
Yeah.
gotta recap.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about as short as I could get it. So here's everything in a nutshell if you've missed every single episode so far.
It's like 5 or 6 episodes.
After attending a grand party in the Nobles District of Twinport, 4 burgeoning heroes were chosen under the cover of night and merriment to assist in a widow's last wish for her husband's funeral, retrieve several casks of legendary ale from a dwarven hall nestled in the mountainous spine of the world. Along the way, the party boarded a magical airship, fought off a young white dragon, survived a deadly cliffside crash, sought shelter from decaying frost-bitten wolves, and discovered an odd companion in a curiously intelligent yeti. With basic shelter secured for the survivors, our 4 heroes enter a sloping tunnel leading from the yeti's cave into the heart of the mountain. That's it. You're caught up. That's
Okay.
everything.
So I
That
thought
was
we
easy.
were. Forgive me. I thought we were getting I thought the thing we were getting was like something to figure out why her husband died or something.
That was part of the intrigue,
Okay.
but the quest itself was to get what she wanted for her husband's funeral. She wanted a certain type of legendary ale, and it's from your guys' experience. You weren't quite certain whether she was asking for what's a good equivalent. Be like me saying, "Hey, KY, can you go to Germany and get me some beer?" Or it could be something like, "Hey, KY, could you go to the Nether Realm, the shadowy universe beyond our capacity of thought, and get me some beer?" You're not quite certain which one of those she really is kind of what she meant, but the fact is that you're here, and that someone else had managed to get here, which was Captain Alana Jedek, that brought you aboard on the wager, and now you're here, and you saw the Dwarven Hall from where you were before the dragon attacked, so. You're moving towards where you need to go.
Cool.
Sweet.
A couple
And wasn't
people
there
died,
something
but
with,
we're
like,
okay.
A stone that's embedded in the Yeti's shoulder, like a magic stone.
Yes. So the Yeti, whose name was Ingot, if you recall,
Ingot.
Ingot.
You have to say it like that, even in casual talk.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ingot does have like a semi-bladed stone that had been basically just like jammed into his shoulder that you don't really know much about. But he doesn't seem to be in a whole lot of pain anymore from it. And it's just one of the weird things about this particular creature, specifically because I'm pretty sure someone rolled a nature check or something at this point. Yetis don't speak common. So the fact that it's speaking common to you is a little weird.
Yeah, I
Not sure
think we
why.
figured out that it was like possessed by the stone of the dwarves that live here.
Or, like, at least bestowed some intelligence because of the stone or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. You guys were trying to deduce that at
Yeah.
the time.
Also, thank you for
Yeah.
1 year of support, placeholder. That's really cool of you.
What?
Yay!
12 months. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sub.
Yeah.
So, yes, as Mac put it, you guys are on the most legendary beer run in history. So it's a good way. It's a
Honestly,
good thing.
considering who we are, that seems fine.
Yeah.
This is who you
Alright.
would send to do that.
So I'm going to be describing things to you while we're getting to the place that I'm building. Fine if you watch while I'm building it. I'm just going to be creating a simple thingy here. But we'll also describe as we're going along. So the four of you had brought all of the crew from the Wager, which was Captain Alana and her first mate, her shipmage, and the rest of the crew that managed to survive the crash. And you brought them over to the Yeti's cave because they were out in the elements, and they probably all would have died if you hadn't found it. So Alana was pissed that she lost her ship, of course, but she's obviously trying to think like the next few minutes ahead. So she is grateful that you guys managed to find some relief from the storms. It's basically under like light flurries to blizzard-like conditions outside. You guys managed to get there after the fight with the wolves while it was at its lightest. So, but at the last portion of the session, the Yeti had shown you that there was an entranceway that sort of just leads real deep, further deep into, into the mountain. It actually slopes like all the way downward, so you're not really certain exactly where that pathway ends. But yeah, that's where you'll all be heading.
What does the pathway smell like as we're going deeper into the mountain?
So probably the best idea of what you're smelling is as the four of you are moving along with Ingot in front, who's moving ahead. By the way, he doesn't seem to need a lot of light as he's moving along. You get some whiffs of wet Yeti fur, obviously. You also get some of a little bit of blood, just a bit in the air. It's a little stronger to Brisket's nose than the others, but you can smell some either old, I won't say dried, but old blood. And it's also just very cold down here. So cold it feels like it's just like permeating and getting underneath your cold weather clothing. It's like it's really hard to escape that. So that's basically what you feel and smell here. As far as sight goes, does anyone have light? I always forget if someone has a light spell. Or
Yeah.
not.
I have dark vision.
My sword glows because I'm a paladin and shit. That's
Okay.
That's what it's referred to as in the manual, a paladin and shit.
Good. And I'm glad that you're able to solve that one for me.
Yep.
Yeah, and I also have dark vision.
Me too.
Most of you do, yeah.
I'd imagine we pretty much all do, yeah? Except for the Corgi, who has a glowing sword because paladin and shit.
I mean, dogs can generally see in the dark, right?
Oh.
Dogs have better vision
not-
than humans.
They're not
in the dark.
cats.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Okay, well, we'll say that your light from your sword as you're holding it is enough for, a good 10 to 15 feet of dim light.
Yeah,
So-
it actually does specify a distance. I'm going to look it up, but you can keep talking.
Sure. And the light itself bounces off the walls here. The walls around you aren't just like thick, murky stone, but it's kind of like a sheen of ice along them as well. Ice that is probably not melted since it's been here. So some parts are black as night. Some parts are like just glistening as you go by. So you have this almost half coruscating kind of view as you travel down the hallway. And it's the hallway. It's a hallway, really. It's a tunnel, but it's pretty narrow. So the Yeti is kind of its arms are kind of folded up to its body, but it's still able to move through pretty easily. So the four of you aren't having any troubles, but you're going to have to go single file. And just for curiosity, who's in the front and who's in the back?
Can I ride the Corgi?
I mean,
Pretty
you're about
much.
the same height as me, so proportionately, I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, then we
yeah.
can stack.
Well, but the thing is, I'm generally walking upright. I mean, I'm holding my sword.
It would probably be a bit more
For
beneficial
light.
to you if you were standing up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
I'm holding my sword in my hand, that means I am standing on my hind legs. So
That's a good point. Okay, I'll just
Sorry.
walk then.
maybe later.
Okay.
Or unless it can glow in my holster, then yeah, you can. Can it
No,
glow
I
in my
don't
holster?
think I
booty?
really need to do that, so it's fine.
I
Alright.
just want the mental image of it.
I'm gonna set the tokens over here, and we can kind of argue about where we are in this. And then Gerald.
Okay.
That makes it a
So,
little easier. Okay, who wants to be in front? Is the Yeti in front?
The Yeti
Yeah.
is currently leading.
Okay.
So you
So-
guys don't really know where you're going. So
I'll be
So that's-
behind the Yeti because with my shield up, of course.
Okay.
Duh.
I can take the back.
Duh.
I'll go in front.
Oh. Yeah,
So
I'm okay.
I think I might be the tallest person, so maybe being in the back will be the best
I'm just worried
solution
about
for
getting
me.
flanked.
Well, army in a
Although-
narrow.
Although
narrow-
that being said, I can't see shit over you, right? Although I probably couldn't see
Yeah,
anything
I can
through
actually
Yeti
turn
anyway.
around and I have dark vision, so if there's somebody with dark vision in the front and the back, we can't be flanked or taken on.
No, I'm more talking about like I've got I could tank a hit. I can fight.
Yeah, let's just say
yeah.
Ima in the front. I'm behind Ima. Rev is either behind me or riding on my back if my sword can glow in its holster.
And then,
it cannot win sheath.
Okay,
All right.
never mind. Then I'm
So-
holding in my hands, glowing.
so here's
he's-
the order that we figured out, is that right?
Yep, that's it.
Are you sure you want to be in the back, Jen?
Yeah,
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
should be fine.
No, now you're making me worry about it.
It
Yeah,
seems like a
shit.
thing
Should
that would
I be in the
happen.
back?
Yeah.
You're seeding thoughts into Scott's head. Do not do this.
Alternatively, like that's the gamey way of thinking about it, but like from an actual like physical perspective, like I don't think I could see anything if I was standing behind you aside from like everyone else's butt. Yeah,
The booty.
the booty.
That's all you want to see.
Too bad
mean-
you're looking at my booty.
Clearly, if we're gonna maximize vision and be totally optimal, we should make a pyramid formation and,
Yeti in the back.
and walk
Descending
that
heights.
way. But for the sake of being practical and realistic in this universe, we just move single file.
Yeah.
Although I wonder what a D&D campaign would be like where they're just being ridiculously optimal at all times, like over the top optimal.
I mean, I've told
kinda
you
wanna
about
try
my
that.
like friend who
Yeah.
played the psychic guy with the chain, right?
Yeah,
Like,
with
that's
the
what
min-maxing.
it's like. There is no RP. It's just like I walk into the room, my chain flails around, it kills everything. Did I win?
But it'd be great if like the NPCs like react to this, like why are they walking that way? And our character's like, quick, we must see at all angles, like achieve pyramid formation, and we all just like stack on top of each other and move like a crab, you know. And everyone's just like,
You're
what
making
the
us
fuck?
sound like we're a bunch of Power Rangers.
Well, I've heard about some like crazy builds where like you know, in order to get the maximum intimidation and, you know, stats for combat and stuff, you always carry your sword out, but it's just like imagine a guy just walked into a 7-Eleven with a gun. Like he's not pointing at anyone, he just walks in with a gun drawn. It's just like, dude, what?
It's very much video game RPG mentality. The
Yeah.
idea of, you know, because the programmer didn't script it to where everyone flees because my sword's out, I can just pull my sword out whenever I want, right?
Right.
It's always up to the DM, and you know, some people are just like, yeah, cool, whatever, I don't want to derail, or yeah, cool, that sounds neat, or they're like, so the guard comes up and he punches you in the kidney, and you go prone, and then he cuffs you, and now we're gonna spend 7 hours in a trial. And then they're like, well, fuck, I should put my sword away next time.
That's funny.
I mean, that is about right for Texas, but like, you know. So we can carry swords now. Hella.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So So what I should have said was it's either video game RPG mechanics or it's Texas.
Yes.
Either one.
Same thing.
Same
Texas
thing.
is
It is legal to
RPG
carry
wasteland.
a claymore now, just because in Texas.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about
Guys are
that.
weird.
I had someone stop into the store I work at with an actual sword in a sheath on her back
Fucking why?
because she can, I guess.
Why not?
Well,
I mean,
no, something even crazier. She did this like the day before that law passed. So she was just carrying sword because she, like, I guess,
yeah. Well, thank you
Yeah,
for
it
the
was-
100 bits, Luigi guy, and that is an amazing story. I'm glad people are already using the fact that you
That
can
is
carry a
weird.
sword.
Yeah, it's crazy. Swords and machetes, apparently.
Yeah.
It's free for all there, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So now
Anyway.
that you've chosen your marching order, you guys will be walking for a bit of time. It's probably about 10 or 15 minutes worth of just this particular direction, this downward slope right here, and it only gets colder as you go into the heart of the mountain there, and it's hard to say sometimes, but as you continue to walk, it's starting to feel a little uncomfortable. Almost like the walls tend to get a little closer every few minutes, and then it feels just a little more, claustrophobic in here. No one actually is claustrophobic, are they? Did they decide whether the character was or not?
Nope.
We didn't go over this. Okay.
No.
Nope.
Okay. Well, that's good. But I will have you all make wisdom saving throws for me.
Oh, good.
Time to go insane.
Oh, fuck.
The
All right.
which one is the wisdom saving throw?
It
I
just
got
says wisdom.
1d8?
I got 15
no, you
plus
roll a
1, so
d20.
16.
Should have the saving throw next
Oh.
to the stat.
So
13 plus 3, so 16.
12 plus 0.
Okay.
Where did my wisdom throw go? All the way down here. Wait. What is it? I got a 13.
And any modifier?
With the modifier, it's 13.
Oh, okay.
Okay. How about you, Biscuit?
16 total.
Hero.
12. I have
Okay.
no wisdom
All right.
modifier.
So you all seem fairly fine. I mean, it's obviously a little concerning as you keep moving, that you feel like it's that the tunnel's getting more narrow and more narrow. But you either through placement of trust in the fact that your furry friend ahead of you, the larger furry friend, is still moving forward, that you're going to be okay, or if it's just the fact that you're still moving, therefore you're still warm, therefore you're not scared just yet. You're doing okay. So, the path forward stops being just a straightforward tunnel, and it starts to branch out in different directions. And there's no real decision that needs to be made as long as you're following Ingot. And Ingot is just taking different paths as it sees fit. And if you're following along, the pathways seem about the same size as that. So the walking will continue for about another 15 minutes or so. So you guys have been walking for close to 30 minutes.
Can I keep track of where we're going?
You can. How do you want to keep track?
Just crap. I don't know how I would do that. Do I have anything to write on? I think I do. I've got my wizard's book, and that seems important. So I'll keep a hold of that. Just the crappiest diagram of where we've been. And I don't think I have any skill in that, so it's just like lines whenever we make a turn. I just draw a line that we went in a different direction.
Okay. So at one point, Gerald, you're moving. As you're moving, you're trying to map it out as best as you can with your stick of charcoal or whatnot and your pen, your paper, and you hear a grunt ahead of you as Ingot looks like he's shifting about in the tunnel, and as it does so, he then puts its large back up against the cold stone and wall, and you see him shifting alongside, and he kind of looks back at the four of you. He goes like, "You follow. Do as I." And like its arms like reach out to grab onto the wall, and it seems to be trying its best to hug the wall as best as it possibly can. And the really weird thing is that there's no drop here. There's no opening. It just looks like the cave. It just looks like it continues forward. So, like as you look down at the ground looks normal to you. But it definitely does not seem to want to walk on it.
Can I use something? What is the skill to figure out wizard shit? I have a skill.
Arcana.
Arcana. Okay, cool.
Arcana check.
Also,
If anyone has
apparently
Arcana, they can check.
All right, I have 5 in Arcana, so I'm gonna figure out what we're doing.
Okay.
2 plus 5, 7. That's weird.
Gerald, you're cold. You're cold, and you've been really busy. You've actually been maintaining some quiet, much to the thanks of everyone around you, as you've been going along the halls here, marking things down. But that's taken all your brain power. So as you try and look at it, you're just like, nope, can't figure out why he's doing it.
Now, I have -1 Arcana. Could I check anyway? Just for kicks? Is that how that works?
Sure. All right, ladies, you can roll too. It's
Also,
fine.
Yeah, let's all do an Arcana check.
I do have Arcana, so that is
Okay.
fine.
I have Gnome Cunning, which gives me an advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saves against magic. Is this relevant?
It's not a save, so
Okay.
no.
Okay.
I rolled 16 -1, so I have 15.
Oh my god, fuck off.
8 plus 3, I believe.
Okay.
11 plus
What's
2?
Okay. Brisket, it just seems to you're not as versed with as much magic as the rest of your companions, but it's really more of the it's really more of how the ground seems to go even a little more uneven, or at least that's how you perceive it as you're looking down the hallway. From the glow of your sword, you can see that there is some snow that has been packed very carefully in the middle of the pathway there. And if you hadn't taken a really close look, it would be pretty difficult to just suddenly notice that as you're moving along. There's
like
ice
a patch of it, or just in the middle of the hallway, like packed in a particular spot?
It's sort of just packed along the hallway here, and while that seems kind of mundane for an arcane roll, it's what you first notice when you're looking at it. So this is a very weird patch of it there, and Ingot is determined not to step on it. In fact, I'm going to roll for it. And if you're willing to follow his advice and do the same, then feel free to make a I'll be nice. I'll say either an acrobatics, or I'll even take an athletics, whichever is better.
Ooh, I have athletics. Cool. I'm going to roll that.
I'll take
Ooh, I did not roll well. I had 6 plus 4, so I have 10 athletics.
Okay. Ingot has absolutely no problem.
20 plus 5.
Damn!
Using up all my good rolls on that.
Dang, dude.
10 plus
He's like,
4.
oh shit, snow, and he does like a backflip.
Alright, we're doing athletics or acrobatics.
Correct.
Whichever one.
I guess acrobatics for me.
8.
8 plus 1, so 9.
Okay. All right. So, for those that were rolling acrobatics, it's more about deftness and nimbleness. You're kind of like it's more like you got your feet like splayed apart because the hallway's not that, or the tunnel's not that large. Kind of just like hopping from toe to toe along the sides. For athletics, you're more just like pressed up against the wall and like sucking in breath and trying to move as carefully as you can. So for the folks that rolled, I believe was a 10 and a 9. You do your best, but what ends up happening is your foot kind of strays as you're moving about, and it kind of scrapes some of the snow. And as it does so, the thing that you see is what looks to be like carvings that have been made into the stone beneath you, into the actual floor, and and a brilliant bolt of light just kind of shoots up through your foot for the two of you. And you just go stiff as a board. And thankfully, you go stiff against the wall. You know, clunk. But if you're gonna talk at all, you got to do it without using your lips or your tongue.
I was about to say I bark at the light, but now I don't know.
Shit.
So that's where we're at the moment. So the rest of you turn around, and Azana and was it Brisket that got the low roll? Got the low
I
roll.
rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10. Okay, so Brisket and Azana, the two of you are paralyzed. You're sitting up against the wall right there, and the rest of you are like, what just happened? You saw the flash of light. It kind of lit up the hallway for a second.
Gotcha. Huh.
Does that pass, or are they still doing that?
They're stuck against the wall.
And you said we cannot talk, the ones who are paralyzed. I'm just gonna whimper.
Little help here.
Are you okay?
Just crying.
Okay, do I have anything that's actually useful? Oh my god, I have a lot of really bad things I can do.
You can see in the dark, right, Rev?
Yeah, I've got dark vision.
Okay. From where you see their feet on the ground, you could see that they've scraped some of the snow across it. You could see a little bit of carving right there. You're a wizard. You're fairly familiar with it. It looks runic.
I am a wizard. Well,
Gotta make a couple rolls here.
I don't know how I can. How heavy are you guys? Like
About 33 pounds, if I remember.
loot included?
With loot, probably, oh geez, I don't know, like 45 pounds. I mean, I've got a longsword, it's probably pretty heavy.
Okay.
I'm about 138 without equipment on.
Yeah, I have no idea, I'll be honest with you.
Give me a second. I need to look at the rules. If you have any ideas, my idea is really dumb, so I would recommend it before I figured out how to do this.
Well, my character can't speak. I mean, I could metagame and give you an idea, I guess, but that's...
I mean, currently
isn't that
my
unfair?
idea is to pick you up and throw you. But I need to figure out if I can.
I mean, you could just try to pry us off the wall, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the problem doesn't seem that you're frozen to the wall. It seems like you're frozen to the floor.
Wait, really? Wait,
The
I must have
runes
missed
are...
No,
Remember that.
we're paralyzed.
Yeah, you just happen to be
Okay.
propped up against the wall like a board.
right, okay, yeah, okay, I get it now.
So I don't really need to pry you off
How
the
much?
wall.
How much does brisket weigh?
Brisket weighs 33 pounds, plus my equipment.
I was gonna say I could possibly use Mage Hand to pick you up and carry you away, but you weigh more than 10 pounds, so it won't work.
Your
Yeah, he's a
carrying capacity
muscular boy.
is 15 times your strength score. Okay.
My strength is high.
Okay, my strength times 15. Okay, so I can carry 240. How do I throw? Can I throw a corgi?
You'll be able to, you can throw a corgi, sure. It would be an athletics check. It would
Okay.
It would be a somewhat difficult thing. It's an unwieldy thing you're throwing a person, but he's pretty small, so
Maybe you could like throw a rock and then I use my reaction like willpower because I want to jump after it so bad. I just snap out of it.
Do I? I don't think I have anything aside. Don't I have a magic rock that I found?
Brisket starts crying harder. He wants you to do something.
I'm trying to figure out something to do.
Quick.
Azana's also in the corner going.
Azana, to your horror, the walls are fairly slippery, and you start to slip a little bit from the wall.
What?
All right.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
Why don't I position myself to hold them back so they don't fall? I think that's a good first start. So I'm just gonna move back to them.
I will need another athletics or acrobatics check from you.
Okay. I'm gonna do this strength one. 16 plus 5.
Okay. You suck in some air, and then you kind of move along the side of the wall, and then you, with a big giant step, you push your leg out, and you sort of straddle the big expanse there. Big expanse. It's like 4 feet, but it's still, you're still splayed. So you kind of maneuver your body up, and then you manage to push your arms up against the both of them, and they're now pinned into place, and they're okay, and that's where you are at the moment.
Okay. Well.
Not the most comfortable position.
None of my spells are useful here. All of my spells would actually make it significantly worse for everyone involved.
Ingot goes, "What you do?" He turns around.
I'm fine. They're not.
Not you. Oh, it makes a groaning sound seeing the two of you.
Brisket just starts crying harder in response to Ingot.
How much further down the hallway do we need to get?
The light just sort of goes. All you see is sort of black down the hallway there. You're not sure how long it's going to take.
So more than 30 feet from where I'm standing right now, based on how far I can see.
So how is Ingot not affected? That's what I want to know.
He hasn't touched the runes.
He knew where not to walk.
Ah, that
fucker. Yeah. So
can you wait? Oh shit! Can you cover up the rune that's holding us in place, or was this like a status effect that now that it's hit us, that's it?
It's probably like a trap thing.
I wish you could see my face right now. I got like this.
Yeah. It's holding us in place when we uncovered the snow. So you need to cover it back up. Brisket telepathically places the idea in your mind.
Yeah, let me just touch the snow and uncover other ones.
No, but like to cover it with something. I mean, shit. Doesn't have to be snow. It could be whatever.
Okay, is there a roll that I can do to come up with that thought?
I'm fine if you want. I'm fine if you're fine with that, dude. That's okay. I'm not going to excoriate you for it.
Sorry, did I do a bad?
You did not do bad. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm not being a super stickler here. We're having a fun game. It's
okay.
Okay.
While this is going on, I look at Ingot and I'm just like, fix it!
So I could throw them really far, and then you could catch them. What do you think?
Are you talking to Ingot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's just like without barely making a lot of motion, just kind of like puts its foot out like it's like in a stance to grab someone,
Okay.
like a football quarterback.
Because I don't really have anything to cover up the runes with that I'm willing to drop.
You got nothing.
And I don't think minor illusion would work. Because they'd be touching it, which would dispel it. Also, I don't think it's the concept of it being not seen that matters. It's
not. It's like a beam, the way I'm imagining it. Like it's like a laser coming out of the rune, and if you cover the rune, then the laser isn't hitting us anymore, and we're free from it. I'm guessing. Maybe.
I have a bag
be
of
wrong.
sand.
Shit, just throw some sand on it.
Okay. I'm just looking over my list of things that I own, and for some reason I have a bag of sand. I think it's like a paperweight.
But I kind of want you to throw me too. It's funnier.
Okay, why don't I try and throw brisket, and if that goes badly, then fuck it. All right. So what do I need to roll for that? Like, what skill check? Is that athletics?
You're attempting to throw the dog?
I'm going to throw the dog to the Yeti.
I start crying even harder.
Okay. I'll need you to make 2 athletics checks. The first one is to pick brisket up, which is not that difficult. The second one is harder, and it will require you to throw him.
Okay. All right.
It's not
First
that far,
one,
though.
7 + 5. I fucked up.
You actually
No.
didn't fuck up. I just
No,
didn't
you're
set it
fine.
that low.
Okay.
So this one's a little higher, though.
Okay. Don't fuck this one up then. 6 + 5. That's even worse. Do I have a way of fixing that?
Do you have inspiration?
So
Justin?
you reach out, Gerald, and mind you, this is a very awkward position. Imagine
I do have 1 inspiration point. Is it worth throwing the dog with 1 inspiration point?
No, I
What's-
could take the damage. Whatever. Just do it.
All right. I'm just gonna do it. Fuck it. If you're fine with that, then I'm fine with that. I'm gonna throw the dog regardless of how bad it is.
Okay, so like I said, imagine you're a quarterback and you're just about to get the ball,
Mhm.
except instead double the amount of the span of your legs, so it's very awkward and uncomfortable. Now try to pick something up in that position. Your lower back doesn't feel that great as you attempt to pick the dog up. With his equipment and whatnot on him is really the reason why he feels so heavy. Otherwise, you're just picking up a large dog. But you do so, and you feel a little bit of a twang in your back as you attempt to heave him over, and you go like, "Oh, that hurts!" And as you throw him, brisket kind of goes lopsided and falls just about a foot in front of Ingot's open arms. And brisket, you hit the floor, and the flash of light is blinding. I'm going to want a Constitution check to make sure no one got blinded by that, because it's about 4 or 5 times as flashier as the last one.
So all of us
Oh
Constitution.
god.
Constitution checks. It's not a tough check, but I just call them.
As well,
Yes, everyone. You're on a hallway and it's
Jesus,
icy.
I know,
I did,
but I swear to God, Hootie.
I rolled a 3 + 2. I rolled 5.
It's gonna hurt. Okay. How about the rest of you? Come on.
10 + 5, 15.
You're fine.
13 + 1.
You're fine.
And I got a 12 plus 2.
You're fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Brisket, you hit the floor. The last thing that you can see with any regularity is an intricate knotwork of runes that seems to just spiral onward and into your brain as the flash of light just hits you. You are blinded. Not only are you blinded, but you feel the rest of you just go stiff. And not just your muscles, but you can feel your throat start to lock up.
Shit.
And you feel really awful. I'm going to have you take the first stage of exhaustion, I believe it is.
What is that? What's exhaustion?
I'm pulling up on my PHP. Wait, is this my PHP? Yeah, this it is.
One level of exhaustion. Oh wait, I probably passed it. Exhaustion, I see it. So I have, if I'm level 1, I'm disadvantage on ability checks then.
Yes. Yes,
That's
I believe that's the one.
page.
Yep. It's page 291.
291 on the PDF. Top right corner.
Cool.
I was right there.
I like that stage 6 is death.
Yes. Yeah. So imagine hitting the floor and all of the air just gets forced out of your lungs, and then it's really, really hard to take a deep breath in afterward. You also feel like you can't even move at this point. So Brisket's lying there on the floor. The flash of light kills all of your night vision for just a few moments, and you have to blink. It takes you a few seconds to readjust. and Brisket's on the floor and not making any noise.
Are you okay?
Not making noise because I can't, or
If you try, you get a tiny whimper, but only now because it kind of stunned you. But yeah, you can still make a tiny whimper. You can exhale enough for that.
I make a tiny whimper,
Okay.
and that's it.
Makes a noise.
I'm still paralyzed though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna throw Azana to you now.
That went well. Now let's throw the other one.
Ozana, that's to your horror.
Does anyone else have a better idea that they can
What?
stop me with
Well,
before
I
I
mean,
do this?
I don't know. Wento, do you have anything that you wanted to do?
Because this
I've
plan is
looked
dumb.
through all of my spells and everything that I have, and nothing. I don't really know that I can help unless there's a way to like lasso them over with a rope or something. But
Seems like
I
you
don't
just
know that
drag
that would
them
work.
through all of the things.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Athletics check. 18 plus 5.
You brace yourself a lot better this time around because your back really hurt when you threw, so you're careful. You pick her up and
2 plus 5.
Oh.
I gotta roll something here.
Oh
Just
no.
throw her on her
Let's
neck.
see. How many
Jesus.
of these things did he set off?
You just immediately
Oh,
drop her
no.
as soon as you pick up, and you both fall, and he falls on top of you, and you roll through all the runes, and you roll towards us,
Asana.
and we all get knocked over like a bunch of bowling pins, and we all die.
You all get
end.
6 levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
Yes.
Azana, I want you to, because I rolled a certain way, I want you to give me a reflex check with disadvantage because you are paralyzed for all intents and purposes.
Mhm.
But there's a possibility you may land on the portion that Brisket's already moved, so that you won't actually take that exhaustion as well.
Should I just
So a reflex
use an
save.
inspiration here?
Reflex save.
That's a little late for that.
Too late.
All right, here we go.
So,
Rolling
remember
both of
this-
these. Yeah, I know disadvantage is the lowest of both.
Okay, gotcha.
18 and
So
14.
and reflex is dexterity, so +1 on each of them.
Okay, that is
so that'd
enough.
be a 15.
All right, so with all that you can muster forward and a lot of luck on your side, you actually managed to land on top of Brisket, which means that you do not reveal any more of the floor beneath you. Brisket, however, does take a little bit of damage as your heavy body falls on him.
What should I roll?
I'm gonna roll. You take 2 damage, Brisket.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you probably don't want to stay under him too long, and it's Ingot that pulls you up off of it, and Ingot also grabs Brisket up off of the floor, and starts carrying you like a stone.
Oh.
So you're like, that's probably hurt. He kind of looks at the. I'm gonna use he. Normally I want to say it or whatnot because just talking about the Yeti, but I'm gonna keep interchanging with he. He looks over to you, Jared, and goes, "What? Why do that?"
The plans of wizards are not easy to understand.
Me no understand.
That's because I'm a wizard.
Okay, so he kind of pats you on the head, Brisket, as you're in his arms. He goes, "Is okay, hurts lot, but better soon." He kind of keeps patting you, like with just his palm. You know, the finger is like all stretched. He doesn't know how to pet a dog, but
Oh.
so he's like, pet.
Does he say that?
No, he doesn't say
No.
pet.
I thought you
I
were
would.
saying that. and
I just
I thought that was the
really
best.
All right, he says pet.
Yeah!
Pet.
Did I not submit this?
So season 3, I get to play Ingot himself, right?
Yeah, you definitely get to play good.
Sooner if I
God,
kill
can't
you.
wait.
Wait, what?
I'm not
Oh,
meaning to, but I seem like I'm on a. I
Okay,
should have had those rolls. That was 2.
All right, Azana.
So
You,
are we? Are we
Yes,
still-
as you guys are as you wait for probably about a minute or so, you start to feel the pins and needles in your legs, the familiar feelings of muscles that are quite sore at the moment, after having stiffened up, but are now finally relaxing. You manage to get back to your feet. It doesn't feel like it's difficult to take a sharp breath. For Brisket, you start to feel some of that come back. However, you still have the exhaustion effect at the moment. So hang on to that. Wendigo is just watching. Just like, like, what are they doing? I suppose. That's the vibe I got. But in any
pretty
case.
much.
Okay. Cool. So, Gerald, you hobble your way back to the position where they are, and as long as everyone's fine with it, Ingot will put Brisket down after he gets enough recovery of his legs back, and we'll just kind of motion forward. Not much for words. It doesn't seem. Just moving forward. So,
a recap. Everyone got frozen, and then I made it worse by throwing people. Because Vinny just, I think, hosted us or is redirecting people to us, so.
Oh, very nice.
I thought I'd recap that. Brisket is okay. He's just heavily paralyzed because I accidentally threw him onto a paralyzing rune.
Oops.
After he was already paralyzed. And it seemed like the only way to deal with the situation.
All right.
Yep.
So, it's actually not too much longer before you seem to reach a destination point. As Ingot continues to move through, he will he'll stop for a moment, which kind of freezes your blood for a second, as if he found another trap of some sort, and then he turns back. He goes, "Okay, we're here. We here at Hall, Dwarf Hall." He nods, and as he
Can you remind us what we were doing here? Is this where the beer is?
No, we're helping him
Why are we
Yeah.
helping him?
Hey, where's the beer at?
because he gave
Because he
shelter.
saved our lives letting
Right,
us
okay.
sleep in his cave.
And you didn't kill him, therefore you have to help him. Jeez, Rev. This isn't rocket surgery. Come on.
Okay, gotcha.
Got it. So, he steps forward and you see light finally coming into the tunnel from something other than Brisket's sword. Feel free to place your where are your characters?
We're over here and we're in order.
Yeah, my sword's probably running out because it's from a divine weapon or holy weapon or something like that, and I have to continually keep it up. So since I got paralyzed, it's probably gone out by now.
Shrink him down so you can actually fit him in there.
Yeah, it only lasts for 1 minute at a time. Sacred weapon.
Some real light, and
You cut it. You're cutting
Yeah,
it
out.
booty.
oopsies! I keep forgetting. I'm pushed to talk at the moment.
because
My
the
dog's
dog-
actually asleep. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 5th edition's better than 3. 3.5 is better than 3, and then 5th edition
There
is
we go.
better than that.
Mhm.
It's got less exploits, although they have
Yeah.
started to do the Unearthed Arcana, which is where the exploits normally come from.
I love Pathfinder though.
Yeah. But it seems like you can pretty much do anything with 5th edition, and it's a valid choice. It may not be the most min-maxed, but you won't be a hindrance to the rest of the party for choosing to do something weird.
I enjoy 5th edition because 5th edition is a harkening back to 1st and 2nd in a lot of ways, in that the developers of the game aren't so much telling you the exact things that something must have in order to do the things that it's doing. In 3rd edition, the Lich would have to have a bunch of magical trinkets and shit like that for you to be able to go, oh, well, because it does, it does this, but you know that it can't do that otherwise, but it has a magic item that lets him do this. In 5th and other earlier editions, they literally that he can do that because he can. That's just what he can do. It's magic. Are we going to have to explain everything about magic?
Yeah.
If we are, we have to take a while.
Nope.
Yeah. So, so that's essentially what I like the most about it. But in any case, so what you guys see before you is a large hall, obviously dwarven in nature. It is. I mean, I'm still building it, kind of, but. You have the main components of the hall here. The walls themselves are a strange and honestly kind of beautiful combination of both stone that has been sculpted through many tools, maybe even some magic, given how smooth the place actually looks. And also, it still manages to capture a bit of natural cave vibe. There are pillars that support the great structure, the hall here. The size of this hall could probably fit that entire manor from the first chapter in it, and easily 10 times the number of people that were at that manor in the party. Do you guys remember the party?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how big that place was. This rivals it. If you want to think if you're thinking like cinematic, consider... obviously not the same comparison, but like the Mines of Moria, how it's just like enormous tall walls and a ceiling that's obviously up there, but there's not a whole lot of light that can reach up there, so it's just kind of looming overhead. Inlaid into the walls are bas-reliefs of dwarven faces that you assume to be either leaders of a clan or perhaps of myths and whatnot. And inside of here, and I haven't really populated it a lot, but this is actually appears to be a large library/workshop. And there are stone benches and scroll cases, like a bookcase, but with scroll sections. And the stone that they're on seems like it was carved out of the cave itself. Like they're a part of the floor. There are no moving pieces to it. And they're just everywhere. And the smell of wet paper, the smell of a strong smell of alcohol in here as well. You can see some barrels that are up against stone benches. Barrels made of stone, of wood, of metal, various things, and equipment that has probably seen better days anywhere from decades to centuries ago. It's mostly metal that's been eaten away. So Ingot will step aside to let the four of you through, and then he'll kind of put its big hairy arms on its hips and look about. Go, this other home. I live here too.
So he makes this fucking trek every goddamn day? Like, what?
No, not when I feel he seems angry. You can't find the right words. When Ingot feel like read. When Ingot want read, Ingot here.
Okay.
And you're like, and he just kind of takes off and starts, running his hands along the stone bookcases and moving deeper into the area here. And he does so with the briskness of what appears to be a a casual mindset. Like he's not being cautious about it. You know.
Can I roll
So.
to see if there's any magic shit?
Maybe just describe to me what you mean by magic shit, just so we're
He
clear.
casts detect magic shit.
It's anything
Does it
that
detect magic,
seems
or-
significantly like it would or could contain magic shit.
I'll give you a few things you can look at. have
Like,
the
you know,
pillars.
books and scrolls and wands and, you know,
There
magic
are-
shit.
There are some bookcases that appear to have scrolls that are inside of the knotwork, or rather more like the hive work of the piece themselves.
Okay.
You know what a scroll rack looks like, right? Like
Yeah.
a lattice work. Okay.
Sure.
So you see some things in there.
I'll go check that out.
Okay. You
I'll let
walk
other
over
people
there.
do things.
So, I should say the ceiling up above you is probably anywhere between 25 and 40 feet. You're not quite sure, but it's up there. And if you squint, you can see that not only the walls themselves, but the floors, the bookcases, the ceiling, all covered in runes. Looks like Dwarven runes. Pretty much no one here can read them except for Wenpo through a comprehend through a ritual spell. The symbols themselves are pretty easy to discern. Dwarven is very, very thick writing, very hard-edged writing. So, does anyone else?
This is all going to be in Dwarvish, isn't it?
What?
The scrolls.
The scrolls? I mean, you haven't looked at any.
That's a good point. I'll let other people do things first.
I can't do anything. I can
Well,
look around, but
I mean, you're not paralyzed anymore. You're walking.
oh, I'm not. Okay, cool.
You're walking. You still have that disadvantage. You feel like
Right. Okay.
feel like a ton of bricks landed on you.
Cool. I'm gonna go check out the alcohol that I smell, because he said it smells like alcohol.
It certainly does.
Yeah, let's
It
see where
certainly
the
does.
stash is at.
Am I
Okay,
the
so
only one that's hearing everyone has robots?
Do it.
Probably.
I think so.
I hear it a bit. Yeah, actually.
Let me reconnect to the call real quick.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Hello?
Robo brisket.
There we
Chia.
go. Yeah. I think that's better. It's on my
Okay.
end. Because both.
Yeah,
of
I
them
mean, we
were
came
recorded.
here for the ale, so I say. So Brisket goes, "Oh, the ale might be here," and he goes to find the source of the strongest, like where the main stash is of the room.
Okay. So the smell is pretty much everywhere, and when you just pick a particular corner of the room, you wander over toward one of the curved wall sections, and in there is actually a big, thick stonework tables, and there are tools that are scattered all over. Some of them you don't recognize, and on this particular table there are two barrels, both of them made of hard stone, like stone barrels. You can't even imagine how much they weigh. But you go over, and you probably have to climb up on the table to actually get a look inside. And if you do so, you look up, and when you look at the barrel, you notice that there's no top to it. And what you smell inside is probably ruined drink, basically. It has a very strong smell to it, but one whiff and you're like, do I want to taste that to check it? I mean, it's
Or,
up to you. But...
I could do what my cat does and just start fucking going to town before inspecting it.
That's something that's a danger that your cat takes. I will not speak for Harvey's motives, but
but I'm not gonna. But I do want to know. You said there are tools and stuff flying around. Is there anything that looks useful?
roll me like a D100 to see if you find anything.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, roll me a D100.
How do I do?
2D10 and just pick one of them to be the 10s and one of them to be the...
Is this
Take
a
one of my
10,
D10s.
or is this a 10? This is a 10, I think.
Here, take
Okay.
this, and that'll be one
These
of
are
the slots.
2D10 right here.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
No worries. Which one's which? Before you
I was gonna say the red is the tens place, so I rolled a 21.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you don't manage to find anything that hasn't either rusted over or just looks to be broken.
Okay.
Some of the things in here, even if you don't recognize them immediately, they just seem like they're broken.
All right.
So, but that's about what you find there. Ladies,
That'll
do
be-
you have anything you want to do in here?
Can I inspect some of just the random books? Probably in a section that people aren't looking.
Okay. You pick one of the bookcases over there, and aside from there are many scroll cases in here, but you do find an actual bookcase. And if you open up some of the books that are in there, it's you'll probably find about half a dozen tomes in there. The first one that you open up, the pages are nearly sticking together, and it's obvious that no one's touched this thing in a very long time. You open it up, and you've done a lot of research and also translation of different texts before as a scribe. And opening this up, you just go like, holy crap. Not only does it look like a different kind of writing style, it's very, very compact runic work that you look at and just go, I'm not even sure where the words end in this way. But it's also, the runes look different. They just look weird to you. Like, you may not be able to read Dwarven, but these really look like weird things. It's almost like seeing, try opening up a book and expecting English, and instead you got Middle English. And you got, some letters and symbols in there. You're just like, these don't belong in my language. So you look and you go, what? How old must this material be, really? Because this is unlike the stuff that you studied at your guild. It's very, very old, or at least it must be old. So you start to ponder over just like how long must these books have been down here? Like, is this, you're looking about thinking, are these ruins that have stood here for centuries, for millennia? It's kind of hard to tell.
Could I hold on to that book?
Of course. Yeah, the book's a fairly large tome, so it weighs a couple pounds, but it's easily carryable. So if you want to take it with you,
Yes, please.
okay. You have to be careful with it as you start to move it about. You see some of the pages are trying to fall out of it, so knowing that you do your best to slip it into your pack as best as you can. Put it in the padded sections, and yeah. And you can take as many as you'd like. Just know at some point you'll hit a limit.
Okay.
So, let's see. Gerald, you find a couple of scrolls on the rack, and as you pull one down and you open it up, you are disappointed to find that it is in Dwarven. And since you don't know a whole lot about the language itself, it's all Greek to you. So you're just going to go, "Meow." But there are diagrams on a few of these. Some diagrams that will look to be probably like a configuration for a still, or for something to help brew alcohol. And while you can't make out what the letters are, it definitely looks like instructions on how to either make something akin to what they were doing in here, or at the very least, guidelines. You start to wonder whether there might be other materials in these racks here that might have even better information.
Okay. I was gonna let Jin go real quick before I start searching more, but that seems like totally useless, not wizard shit, and totally useful campaign stuff.
How about you, Wendo? What do you see? What interests you as you walk into this hall?
You said there was a lot of barrels of liquor, right?
There are a lot of barrels around here, and it definitely smells like liquor. Yeah, definitely got an alcohol scent in here.
I want to poke around the barrels and see what I find.
Okay. All right. You start looking around. So, some of these barrels. Again, you find barrels of different materials. Some are just like, why'd they make a barrel out of stone? Like that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to you. But they're scattered all about. Stone barrels, some wooden barrels, although they've been eaten away really badly. There's holes in them. There are even some barrels that are just made out of metal. A fully copper barrel rests on a few of the workbenches in here, with bands of strong black iron on them. And if you go and inspect them, some of them are empty, and some of them seem to have some liquid inside. If you have something to pull it out, you can do so.
I don't know if I have anything to pull it out. Let me look at my stuff. I have a water skin.
Okay. You could do like a thing where if you emptied your water skin out, you could, squeeze it and then see if you can get some suction in there, or just dump it in and hope it starts filling up a little bit.
I can try doing that.
If you'd like. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The Windhoe
Yeah.
pulls out her water skin and just kind of empties out the rest of the contents in it. And it was about half full anyway. So you dip your water skin in, and you kind of sit there for a moment and think, hopefully it's catching some. And as you pull it up, you do notice that it's got a little bit of a bulge to it. It's got some of the what you believe to be alcohol in it. Yes, I said the word bulge.
D bulge.
Wow.
That's good.
Wow. Okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, you have a water skin full of some type of liquid, probably alcoholic. It's you're free to do with it as you wish, or if you just want to hang on to it, that's okay too. You can cap it off and hang on to it.
Hey Gerald, come try this. It's Wizard's Brew. It has to do with magic and wizards.
Fuck you. Wizard shit. Okay, I found all I've been able to find is stuff about how to make beer. None of this is wizard related. There's no spells or anything. So I'm gonna ignore all of the stuff that's plot related and go and drink beer because it's wizard.
Wizard shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go try that beer.
Okay. So Gerald, you go up to Windhoe. Windhoe's holding it outstretched. It just goes like, it's definitely wizard. You should try this.
Okay.
And,
Is it a potion?
Maybe. Time to find out.
That's a good point. I'm gonna
Okay.
drink some.
All right, you drink some. Give me a Constitution check.
Sure.
Constitution saving throw, I should say.
Good. 10 plus, I think, 5? I want to say. Give me a sec. 10 plus 4.
10 plus 4. Okay.
Yeah, 14.
Okay. So Gerald, down the hatch. It's magical.
Wizard
And,
shit!
You take a few swigs, and it definitely doesn't have the greatest taste to it. It tastes like, I'm not even sure how to really describe something like this.
Century-old beer that's been sitting in a stone barrel, unattended.
Yeah, there's a very earthy, dirty, almost gritty kind of taste that is left in your mouth. And about 4 seconds after you drink it, you need to go, oh, I don't feel so good. And it's definitely warmed you up, but it also feels like your stomach is on fire now. And your eyes kind of start bulging a little bit. You go like, uh-oh. And it doesn't feel good. You start to feel a little sick to your stomach.
Okay. Am I
What
just
do you do?
wasted now? What happened?
You're not wasted, but you might you probably feel it when you move your head a bit, and the room just kind of stays still as you move your head and then immediately shifts. So you do feel kind of off and a little sick at the moment. And you're just sitting there with that water skin in your hands.
You know, I think it's just beer.
Nah, dude, it's definitely some kind of magic brew. I
Oof.
would know. So would you.
Did you cast Detect Magic on it?
No. But that doesn't mean there isn't any magic in it.
That's true. You didn't cast Detect Magic on me, and I'm a wizard.
So Ingot will actually come forward, and he'll be like, "What you do?"
I'm drinking this potion.
I'm laughing really hard in the corner.
He'll go like, "What? Why you do this? You no good."
It's magic.
Oh my god.
He actually kind of shakes his head, and he's like, "What you do?" He just keeps walking, and he's actually going toward the back of the room, where or from this position you do see two very large stone doors that are closed at the we'll just say the northern end of the room there. And he seems to be heading over toward where there's a section of debris and a place where there was what looked to be more bookshelves and stands and whatnot, but it is just rubble now. It is just rocks and paper and torn stuff as looks over there. And Gerald, you as you pull your put the water skin sort of down, you go, "I feel," and then you spontaneously vomit. And a little bit gets on Window's clothing. Just a little bit.
Revenge.
We'll see on her pants, but yeah, you vomit and you feel awful now. And
Yeah.
I think it's just beer, guys.
and you vomit again, and it's really but it tastes so much worse coming back up. It's awful, and you feel kind of dumb, but you did figure out that it was beer, so
That's just science. That's wizard shit. Successful wizarding done.
science to this through magic. It was good wizarding. Okay, so that's that. Unless you're gonna tell him to drink more.
Tell him to drink
No,
his vomit. He was a wizard. There might be more magic in it.
Fuck you guys.
Clearly you've regurgitated the magic because it was too powerful for you to consume initially, but now that it's been watered down with your stomach acid, you can consume it again successfully this time.
Maybe if I add water.
I have holy water.
Yeah.
You want some holy water, Gerald?
Brisker comes trotting up with a
No, I
really
think I've
nice looking
ascertained
flask.
it's either beer or it's a potion of vomiting, which doesn't seem terribly useful.
Oh, a potion of vomiting. Neat.
But it only works on the person who drinks it.
Can I try?
Well, if you want.
Brisket
Not sure
jumps
why
up
the dwarves
and just
would make
takes a
this.
big old lap of it.
Oh God! All right, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck it. Okay. Give me a sec. And it's disadvantage. Wait, no, it's not an ability check. So
It is an ability check, isn't it?
Is it ability? It doesn't matter. I mean,
It's
if
a
I have
saving
disadvantage, because I just rolled a 1, with Constitution a +2, so a 3. But yeah, critical
You
miss.
critically failed.
Critical fail.
Oh my God!
TPK.
Here comes
for getting
exhaustion
drunk.
level 2.
Wow. Okay. I need a minute.
Wait,
Do you
no,
want to take
hang
a
on.
quick break?
I have
No.
inspiration. I could use that.
I think you'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I'm already exhausted. But I kind of want to see the projectile vomit here.
It's the exorcist thing going on.
I'm not sure what to do. Chat, do you think I should use my inspiration or should I roll with it?
For clarity,
Inspiration will let me
inspirational-
reroll.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm gonna
Has
let
anyone ever
chat
died
choose.
from drinking?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Everyone that is
Damn it,
drunk
Wendo, the
water-
enabler, stop.
All right. I guess we're rolling with it. So Brisket rolled a 1. He took a big old gulp. Immediately starts vomiting everywhere. Doesn't even get to swallow it.
Okay.
All
so,
the contents of his stomach.
So, well, hold on. Were you just like, you jump up on Gerald to get to this or whatnot, or did you just like, did he feed it to you?
Well, I thought there was like a table or something, right?
There's a table with a barrel in. Did you just stick your head in and just go like, yum?
Yeah, just take like I said, a big old gulp. Just
Okay.
went to it.
Got it. Okay. All right. I got this. All right. So, it tastes like if you took a glass of lukewarm rum and mixed it with a glass of lukewarm vodka and then down the whole thing all at once. So all of that just hits you at once. You immediately get shaky and your legs give out. You vomit straight into the barrel. And you defecate.
Yay!
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it's really bad. You, in fact, I want you to roll me a d6,
Okay.
and I want you to get as high as you possibly can.
It's
Okay.
damage. 2.
2. Oof. Okay. You take 2 additional levels of exhaustion.
No way. You're
You-
kidding me.
No.
Okay.
You literally
deserve
just
it.
drank something awful,
I
really,
deserve
really
it.
bad.
Oh no, I'm super
And I
exhausted.
would not have done that much had you not rolled a 1 on it.
Yeah, no, I deserve it.
Okay.
It's cool.
So you have disadvantage on attack, saving throws, abilities, and your speed is now halved. At least for right now. That's so you do all of these things and you just kind of lay there on the table. It feels kind of good. It's cold. It's a cold
Okay.
day.
Well, that's good. There's a silver lining
There's a silver
to this
lining.
bullshit.
But is
Okay.
he laying in his own shit?
I mean, no one's moved him.
He wears pants, so I'm assuming that it's...
Yeah, I've got chainmail and stuff on.
Oh, that's even worse.
I know.
Okay, so you kind of turn your head toward Gerald and Wendho, and you say,
Help me, please.
"Eh, kill me, have something."
Get me out of these clothes. I just want to be a dog.
It seems that it's booze. I'm gonna use prodigitation to clean him. That's a good idea.
Aw, yeah.
We'll say that works fairly well.
Oh, brisket, that's the nastiest thing. Dog. Oh, no.
You nasty!
He diarrheaed in the tub.
You can't. No, wait.
Oh, my God.
I was trying to sort chat, and it's like chainmail, so he pooped through a grate. I can just imagine it seeping through the link.
Oh god.
All right.
It's
Oh,
like
this
Play-Doh
is
going through one
everything.
of those tools.
Gerald, you get very personal with Brisket for about the next 2 minutes.
I can
as
cast that at range.
You're not going to be able to clean everywhere that he needs to be cleaned if you don't get up and act like an actual RN at some point.
I can clean a 1-foot area from 10 feet away.
That you can
Okay.
see.
And you're going to do it from the maximum 10 feet.
It's like saying that you can use those little gripper things and change a bedpan. Now, you can do it, but you might spill the whole bedpan everywhere.
It's magic bedpan, though. So it's okay, whatever. I
You
get very
get
up close and
personal
personal with the corgi.
There's bonding that's happening. If it's whether or not it's voluntary bonding, we can discern that at another time. But you help to clean Brisket up. Brisket, you feel much better, at least cleaner, after Gerald assists you. And really, you feel your stomach doing jumping jacks. It's going through a whole triathlon, in fact. I mean, to top it off, has Brisket ever gotten drunk?
Yes.
Yes.
Once or twice.
Okay. This is the bender of all benders, my friend. You're not certain if you've ever been this drunk, and you certainly haven't been this drunk as quickly. You went from
Wow.
0 to 80, so it's some nasty stuff. You do your best to keep your bearings. You don't feel like there's anything left in your stomach, and we're gonna leave it at that. So
Brisket says, "Well, that was fun. I'm gonna lay down now." And just lays down right there on the table.
so Brisket just lays down and
Yep.
that's kind of
So
He
it's
needs to
booze.
take a moment. Yep.
all right.
I've discovered it's booze.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
that's a
know.
strong vomiting potion, all
You're
right.
next.
No, it's
Oh.
okay. I've had enough.
I don't think so.
Do you want some?
No. I'll take
be
my
right back,
water
guys.
skin back though. Maybe.
I mean, it's like tainted with booze, but okay.
It can be cleaned.
All right. So, while that's happening, Ingot's doing something over in the corner there, and he seems to be making some noise. Is he doing so? First it's kind of like a low growling you hear him doing, but after that it starts to sound like an echo in the hallway of him starting to yell, and it's kind of disquieting from going from absolute silence here in the hall to him making noise. So that's what the four of you hear. Winho and Gerald are obviously closer to where he's at. Actually, I don't honestly know where. Azana, were you just like over there doing your own thing?
Yeah.
There's that
Um,
bookcase.
How many tomes am I allowed to take with me?
If we're saying like similar sized books, I would say you could probably fit about maybe 6 or so before your pack gets unwieldy and really heavy. If only just because they're very thick and very tough to stack essentially. And do you have a sack of some sort?
Backpack.
A backpack? Okay, yeah. It's you could probably get about 6, and that's pushing it in terms of what all that you can carry in there.
Yeah.
So-
So I think I'll take 3 with me. So times 3.
Okay. But you're looking for anything specific about these books, or?
Anything perhaps a little demonic, maybe? Anything that may have some, of my interests, or maybe just knowledge.
Do you have investigation or perception?
I do have investigation.
Give me an investigation roll. We'll say that you took some time while the 3 of them were having fun with liquids to try and sort through some of those. So, punctuated by a lot of vomiting, you find.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 5 plus 3.
Okay. So, in regards to your interests, you unfortunately don't find anything that matches them. Judging by the diagrams, you seem to have found books that are more aligned to what Gerald had found in the scrolls cases. You find some diagrams that have to do with constructing distilleries. Some that have sections where the text is in weird positioning to denote that maybe it could be either a recipe or something along those lines, or something in regards to brewing. So that's mostly what you're finding here.
Listen,
In fact-
that's fine for me. What
Okay.
if we can actually translate these and then make our own legendary beer?
That's the thought.
That would be the smart thing to do.
So you take 3 of the books that have to do with those subjects, and you pack them into your backpack as best as possible, and yeah, that's what you can manage to take from there.
Cool.
So, all right.
Can we? Is there any sort of check to go like, hey, this is the booze we're looking? What are we helping the Yeti find?
What are
Has
you
he
helping
told
Yeti
us?
find?
Why don't you ask him?
Why don't you
No,
ask
I
him?
honestly don't remember if he ever told us that or not.
Oh,
No, but ask him.
ask him.
Just go ahead.
Okay. Hey, what are we doing here?
So, Gerald, as you approach Ingot, and you look to him and you sincerely ask, "Hey, what are we doing here?" You notice that his
forgot.
teeth are. It makes sense. It's totally in character. As you walk forward, you notice immediately that it looks like Ingot's teeth are bared. Like he looks like it's like clenched teeth that reminds you of either a human in pain or an animal that looks cornered. And you see him take kind of a lopsided step toward you as you approach, and you hear from him is this deep guttural growl that he makes. He seems to be clutching the shoulder that the stone is embedded in. His stone embedded shoulder, I guess.
Just
And
back a bit.
okay, so
You
you take a
okay
couple steps
there,
back.
buddy? You okay there, friend?
So he's starts breathing kind of hard. Ingot hurt thing here where Ingot got, and he starts just growling. It's hard to tell what he's trying to. It's hard to really understand what he's trying to say here, but his words don't really need to say a whole lot, because as he does so, you see the stone in his shoulder start to glow. It starts to glow an unearthly kind of blue. Stone itself was kind of dark anyway, so it's very, very different, very stands out a lot, and starts to glow, and he starts yelling at that point. And the entire hall just echoes with this Yeti screaming. And at that point, the debris that is behind him, the rubble, some of it starts to levitate off of the ground, and those pieces just start floating up from the floor, and then just hover there in midair. And at first, it's a few chunks of rock and stone, and then more and more, and eventually you see like fine little granules and pebbles that all just kind of start lifting up, and
Is it going
becomes
Super
this
Saiyan?
weird. Huh? No. No, you do not get the sense that he's controlling this.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't look like he's controlling it. He looks like he's just in pain. But it starts to look like a maelstrom of whirling rocks right there, and as they start to rise, they too also glow blue, and they start to grow brighter and brighter, and the stone embedded in Ingot's shoulder also gets brighter and brighter, and just off to the shit, I should have gotten a figure out. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Just need to get a little character here real quick. It's good when you can just totally stop what you're doing and have to search for little things. Damn it.
That's fine.
It's dumb. I don't know what I just made, but it wasn't necessary. A drawing table. Don't pay no attention to that. don't look at that.
Corgi
Look at the table.
Brisket hallucinates a drawing table in the middle of the room in his
Okay.
drunken stupor.
Well, pretend this is glowing.
What?
Who is
It's
that?
it's a form of it's a glowing form that appears. It looks like an ethereal being, and it is glowing the same kind of light blue that all the stones are, and it looks to be in the form of a dwarf. And you can make out lots of little details on the dwarf. It's bald, long braided beard that goes almost to his knees, dressed in robes, very kind of drab robes, and the figure just kind of appears just off to the side of Ingot, who has, after a few yells, gone silent and is literally clutching the stone in his arm and just wincing. And before you, you see what you can only guess to be a ghost.
So, is this like the things that were on the ship?
That's a very good question. And you know what? I'm not even going to have you roll for it. I'm going to say that you recognize the robes that this ghost is wearing to be that of those you saw on some of the dwarves on the ship.
But it's a ghost as opposed to like ice dwarves.
Yes,
Okay.
it has a different appearance to it. It doesn't
Okay.
look the same as the dwarves that you fought on the airship. Those had a I know that there was another physical element to them that had changed. I think they either had icy parts to them, or they were they also looked like they were decaying. So this dwarf looks like neither of those things. So, so the being sort of materializes, and it opens its eyes, and it looks to the five of you, even the dog that's laying on the table, trying not to move. And I was like, "Oh, we have visitors. Oh my, it has been so long. Oh, our kitty friend is back." And Ingot doesn't seem to be saying much. Like its eyes are clenched, and he's just still gripping the stone. In fact, it doesn't look like he's moving much. And the ghost will turn and look to you. So, why are you all in the Clan Ironstar's hall? Looks to you, Gerald.
Hi, I'm Gerald. I honestly kind of don't remember why I was here. I was about to ask him about that, but then he did whatever that was. Are you a ghost?
Gerald, yes, I am one of the last ancestral beings of Clan Ironstar here. Brother Ogham is my name, and you stand here in the ruined halls of our time. I must apologize. The place looks a lot better, I assure you, or had at one point. Are you here to slay the beast? He
What?
looks kind of hopeful. Alculerex, the worm upon this mountain. Do you know of it?
Is that like a dragon?
Dragon, yes. Yes.
Why do we have the guy with like 0 charisma doing this?
Because he looked at you.
Okay.
Anyone can pipe up here.
Brisket is passed the fuck out pretty much. No,
I mean,
he's
you're
still,
dead,
he's still
so that's
conscious. But yeah, your highest charisma guy is a little swifty right now.
I have charisma too. I'm just letting him handle it for shits and giggles.
I mean, we were kind of doing another thing, and then it attacked us. So I guess we're here now. I want to look at the other people. Why are we here? Because I don't remember, and also I'm a little bit drunk right now.
Brisket just interrupts and says, "Mr. Dwarf Ghost, I'm sorry I drank your beer. Can you make me feel better?"
The ghost suddenly looks like taken aback. You drank our ale. You drank Clan Ironstar's ale.
I did. I'm really sorry. I regret
That
it.
is a sacred drink. That was not meant for you. It was not meant for any of you.
I discovered that the hard way.
Why would you come to our halls, steal our ale, even if it has been here for so long?
I thought it was wizard shit.
I thought it was a vomit potion.
I guess if ghosts can't spit, but he kind of looks like he tries to. Vomit potion. You defile my hall with such words. This is a sacred place. This is where we would partake in our most sacred ritual. This was where we created ale for the gods.
Okay.
Or we did, at one point. But all that's left of this clan now is just broken stone and forgotten writings.
So,
That damned worm has taken it all from us.
So what happened?
Culerex. There once was an ancient worm, reborn upon this peak over the course of many millennia. It was something of a boogeyman to our hall. We had come here with the prospect of forging a new life for ourselves. Clan Ironstar brought with it the most powerful and most experienced brewers that we could possibly find. Here we found the sacred springs in the mountains with water that ran warm no matter what the environment. And it is here that we honed our craft. It is here that were born the myths of such legendary ale that the gods themselves would talk about it. But then, of course, Culerex, that damned worm. It's probably reborn at this point. It was but an ancient thing when it attacked our halls, split our doors in two, destroyed everything, killed our women, our children, our warriors, our king, and then took their spirits, desecrated them, defiled, stole them away for its own experiments. The worm has lived here for time immemorial. And still it attempts to get down here. I fear it may want our secrets. I don't know what it plans to do if it ever gets it. And it motions over toward the door. The door's over to the north. So, I fear if it ever did discover our secrets, it would control the entirety of Clan Ironstar. And truly we would all be lost. But you're here. That is certain.
Yes?
Something in our relic of Ironstar, and he points to the big ball of the flowing, stones behind him. He goes, it was all that was left. In fact, your friend here, he kind of walks around the Yeti. Again, Ingot has not moved at all since then. And he kind of taps on the stone shoulder. Boy, when he broke that thing apart, he certainly got a big piece of it, didn't he? We housed all of our knowledge and our wisdom in that stone. Fair, he probably took a bit of it with him. No matter. There's no honor left in these halls at this point. It's not much for the stone, unless you all are here to help.
I literally don't know why I'm here.
I know why you're here.
Then why'd you
Gerald,
ask?
was it?
Yes?
The ghost walks toward you, Gerald. He goes, Gerald, And he kind of like the ghost kind of like goes up behind you, almost like it's gonna put its arm around your shoulder, it's like spanning its arm out in front of you, like it's like look at the stars kind of moment. I was like, you have a destiny, don't you, Gerald? Not with me, yes.
Uh,
Ghost is nodding.
okay.
You have a destiny. And that destiny, yes,
Yes.
with your great wizardly powers, yes,
That sounds
you
right.
will help defeat the great worm Torcularex. Bring honor back to our halls. Yes? Nod your head, yes.
Would that make me a wizard?
I thought you were a wizard.
I mean, more wizard.
How could you be more wizard? That makes no sense.
So the plan right now is
Yes.
to kill the dragon that killed your entire civilization.
Yes.
But wait a minute, Briska interrupts. If that dragon took out your whole kingdom, how could we stand a chance?
Like I said, the dragon is reborn. It dies, it sleeps, it wakens again. Life is nothing more for it. I fear it's because it controls something. Something that has stolen the souls of our clan. Something that it uses. Something that it's perhaps even bound to. Some artifact of ancient evil and power.
Power, you say?
Yes,
So
great power.
if we regain control of this, your kingdom, your ghost kingdom will come back and help us kill the worm.
Kind of looks sheepish. I don't know.
So that sounds
I-
like a good plan, but an alternative plan is fuck this.
We all turn and leave. Good session.
I mean, you guys can go back through the hallway. It's fine. No, I mean,
Okay, but
it's okay to ask questions or anything else.
Well, if we help you, what do we get out of it? We were sent here to find some legendary ale. Well, looks like we found it, but doesn't look like the dog or the wizard over here exactly likes it.
Look,
Bah.
if you can do anything to make me feel better, I will do whatever the hell you want, buddy.
Drink from the sewers, and you will taste that which has been sitting here for so long. But up above in the storehouse, I am certain that we have stock left over. That which is not tainted, that which is not spoiled. And should you be able to rid our halls of this white menace, then yes, it is yours. It is yours, all of it. So, I offer you this, and I offer you the knowledge that might come of our hall here, in the hopes that you might take it elsewhere. He looks kind of sad at what he's saying. He's like, we have kept so much within these small walls, within this mountain, that could have brought much joy to the world. And I fear we're very stodgy folk. It's difficult to see the grand scheme of things until, well, he kind of points at himself, until you're not part of it anymore. So, what do you say? I know you can beat it. The worm cannot be that much older. I mean, it's only... Well, it starts like looking up. No. It simply can't be that old at this point. Have you seen it?
I mean,
Fought it?
we hit it a couple of times.
Hit it? You fought it?
Yeah.
If it was the same dragon or worm, then yes,
It's
we
the
have
same.
encountered it.
How do you know?
There's only one worm on this peak, Should there ever have been more than one, that would have ended quickly. Talcurex does not like to share.
Where do baby dragons come from?
Is this man for real?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, look, we
is
can help you.
110% for real.
Look, we'll help you slay the baby worm, but if you guys really made ale that was like that godly, surely you had some wicked hangover curing stuff. Like, what do you do?
And
If you were
surely
me?
you were really good wizards. Do you have any wizard stuff?
Give us stuff. We'll kill this thing.
Yeah,
make me
do you
feel
have
better.
any equipment that we could possibly use?
The storeroom would hopefully have some untainted equipment up there. Hopefully, supplies that we had kept stored that might be of use for you. As far as a cure for what ails you, perhaps I can find a few things here. And the ghost walks over and walks past Wendho and heads over toward a workbench, and you just see kind of items start to float up off of the ground. And he goes to one of the barrels that was in there and just kind of starts working for a short while. And you hear some scraping, some tools, some other things, and some humming from over there. And he just kind of leaves the four of you in the Yeti over where you are. And again, Gerald, in front of you, the Yeti's pretty much looks like he got frozen in time. That stone is still glowing. The stones that behind him are still whirling in a weird, storm of motion. So, if you wanted to check any of that out, you could, or you can just watch it. Or any of you.
I'm really not sure if any of this is happening. I have to assume that I'm very drunk, because this seems really weird. Or it's wizard shit. Either way, I'm very excited.
Great. Okay. So if you're just gonna leave him be, it'll probably just take a few minutes. And if any of you wander over there, you'll see him actually working on stuff, with no books or anything in front of him, just kind of moseying about. And the tools that are in use still seem kind of broken down, but he seems to be doing something with them. And she comes back with 3 vials. And he hands one of the vials over to, well, really 3 floating vials. And one of the vials floats over to Brisket. He goes, "Drink that and try to keep it down. It can be tough." The other 2, he is going to hover over and hold out to Wendho and to Azana. And he goes, "You'll want to drink these."
What is this?
That, dear lady. He motions to the door, and you see him clap his hands together. And it does not sound like a normal clap of hands. Instead, it sounds like a combination of like a magical sound and a enormous bass drum. This, and then he parts his hands, and the doors start to open wide, and they reveal steps that are climbing up toward another landing up above. And but in the interim, in the middle of those steps, you see this shimmering wall of orange. He goes, "You'll want to drink that if you want to pass through that." He points over toward this orange shimmering barrier that divides the hallway leading from the doors and going up to another landing.
So,
Ah.
in
What does
this,
this potion smell like exactly? Because I'm
Um,
hesitant to just drink it.
Uh, there is, oh man, it's really weird. Think of a combination of, you smell kind of like a tart berry smell, but it's also a little smoky, and the vial itself is warm, so you know that the liquid inside is pretty warm. Brisket, yours doesn't smell the same way. Yours smells more like mint and with a hint of coffee.
Brisket drinks it. He figures, well, I couldn't possibly get any worse.
You drink it down, Brisket. Go ahead and roll me a d4. It's the small triangular die.
Thank you. I rolled a 3.
Okay. So you recover 2 stages of exhaustion.
Nice.
So you now only have level 1. And ladies, do you drink as well, or do you just kind of hold off?
I will drink it immediately. I've been through too much shit that Azana's just like, well, might as well.
so, question.
Uh-huh.
What's behind the barrier?
Brother Ogum says, the barrier is what keeps the worm out from our most sacred place. The emotions around him. Our halls. Up above is where we keep our supplies and do much of our brewing. What separates it is a magical barrier that has stood here since the hall was formed, and one may only pass through it if one imbibes that which we create here.
Oh,
So-
so we're already drunk, so we're cool.
Yes, you are already cool.
Cool.
Zana, you drink it. It tastes like a boiled Pop-Tart, but
What
yeah.
flavor?
like cherry.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm okay with that then, sure.
Like boiled brown sugar Pop-Tart, yeah.
The demonic
Oh,
lady
yeah.
says, I love cherry Pop-Tarts. My favorite.
Hey, don't kink shame the cherry Pop-Tart love.
Sorry, I'm all sassy tonight.
Sassy. What about you, Wendell? You good?
I guess since Azana drank it and she didn't die or anything, I can possibly swallow it down.
I like your thinking. Make sure everyone else lives before you give it a try. Wendell's really the one that's going to live through all this. Wendell, you drink it down. It tastes like a boiled cherry Pop-Tart. but it really isn't that bad. And you feel a warmth about you after drinking it. Gerald, you still feel kind of yuck. Kind of feels like you swallowed a I don't know, something oily.
It's
Something
worse
that's
than a
kinda
boiled
cool.
cherry Pop-Tart, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely
Okay.
worse than a boiled cherry Pop-Tart.
I'll think of something.
Yeah.
It's
You
good.
got it, man. Okay, so Brother Ogum at that point will we'll say up above you will find our work areas. In there is a room that we keep all of our supplies, and yes, casks of ale that we have left to age. If there are any supplies that are still usable, they will be up there. You will also find access to the great room where the waters of the underground springs flow. I have a theory that if the dragon is around, that it is probably there. And I would take care, if it still does have the souls of my fallen brothers and sisters. They may be roaming those halls, and I would not consider them friends. I would do what you do best, I am assuming, and put them to rest if possible.
I vomited in the dog shit himself.
Nemo does not like you saying that. Come on.
It's like, I did what? That's lies and slander,
I'm gonna,
sir.
sorry,
Lies
I'm
and
gonna turn-
slander.
Okay.
I'm translating.
That's
He's really going
adorable.
nuts. Here, hold on. I gotta make sure.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Do you guys want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a quick
Yeah,
5-minute
okay.
break.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna run an ad. You guys mute yourselves on your end, and it'll be 3 minutes long. So,
Okay.
3 minutes of ad, and then we'll be back in about whatever you guys know. See you guys
Sure.
then.
Yep. BRB.
BRB.
Yeah, they die and then they get reborn into another life and they remember past lives. Yeah. I'm doing good. I had Jello, but God, I want ice cream.
Oh, I just realized I didn't have my mic unmuted for them.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, good job.
So that was a weird conversation for them.
Yeah, that was
Um,
very weird. I was just talking to myself. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's
This
fine.
happens once in a while.
But yeah, I've got ice cream. It's strawberry. Comes from Bluebell ice cream. It's alright. It's been in the back of the fridge for a while, so it's a little bit like freezer burnt, but you know. Yeah, fuck it.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome
Hey.
back.
Yup.
Rainbow Rare, thank you for subbing. That's really nice of you. I think Twitch is doing a thing sometime soon where you can sub for like half price.
I think it's already happening.
It's already going on yet.
Is it? And that's at
Yep.
no cost to the streamer. That's
Correct. So, for example, somebody could, if they're a first-time sub and they subscribe for the $25 tier, they only pay $12.50.
which is pretty
But
good.
streamer gets the full amount though.
Twitch is so nice to its streamers. It started today. Cool. So you got that for half off. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It means you could sub to like multiple streamers for the price of subbing to one.
Pretty much.
You've been streaming Metroid Prime, right?
I finished it.
Yeah? How was it?
I enjoyed it. The backtracking for a little bit of it was kind of annoying because I was doing 100%. At
wow.
least for items.
And it was you'd never played it before, right?
I never played it before, but people were helping me eventually to the point where I said, okay, I give up.
Mhm.
Because I had like at least like 18 more that I couldn't find by myself. And I'm just like,
Oh.
yeah, it's a little hellish.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially even not 100%, just getting like all the artifact bits or whatever they are at the end game before you can
Artifacts,
enter.
I had no problem. Just
Oh, yeah?
The clues themselves tell them, like, they tell you what location it's in and a clue for what map it's in.
It's not so much finding them; it's just it's a lot of traveling.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Comic Seraph. Oh god.
Welcome back.
Delayed
Roots.
reaction.
Terrible.
Yep.
Everything about that's terrible.
Yeah, no, it's ugly.
Yeah. I think it was made as a joke. There's no way that... I mean, Comic Sans looks alright in lower resolutions. It's just that they upscaled it continuously, and it's awful that they've done this.
Can't believe you've done this.
It was never meant to be at, you know, that scale.
Yeah.
It's
I
cursed.
leave you.
Yeah, I've got a scrolling BRB that explains like what a tiefling is, and
I saw that when I was looking back at the last stream we did. I liked that a lot. You did a good job.
'cause I think that's the big issue with these streams is not understanding how D&D works, and so once it gets into combat and stuff, it's just like, are you okay? What's happening?
Here's a much better
Yeah.
looking comic serif. Post it to you.
God,
Right
am I
there.
gonna hate this as well?
No, it looks much better.
That's still pretty awful.
Much more reasonable.
Yeah, it's let me pull these up because stream can't see them. So I'll pull up the first one first. Show you guys both of the versions of Comic Serif that KY has found. Yeah. Let me window capture Comic Serif. So this is the first version that he found. It's awful. It's pretty much the worst. And then there's this version, which is like just kind of a jank serif font.
It's marginally better, I think.
It's better.
Yep.
Jokerman, best font. Jesus Christ. Jokerman
What's
is the new
Joker Man?
It's like the new Comic Sans. It's somewhat of the same sort of thing.
Joker Man font. Looking it up. Oh yeah, okay. I remember that
Yeah,
one.
you've seen this before. But it's the
Hmm.
new
Yeah.
meme font.
It's pretty good. It's got some style.
Yeah. It's something that you put on a PTA thing saying that you should bring
Yep.
one thing
Oh,
to the
God.
potluck.
That font. Oh no.
Yeah.
Now I gotta look it up.
You'll recognize it. I think that's a
Oh,
classic.
yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, my favorite was always Papyrus as a kid, though.
Because that was classy.
It was.
The classiest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, how we doing? Jen, you back?
Here.
Here, yay. Okay.
Yay.
Good stuff. Brother Ogum is looks at the four of you and he says, I fear my time here is waning. Much of the power that rested in our sacred stone is what is giving your peculiar friend here most of his newfound intelligence.
Uh-oh.
So, let that be both a bit of alarming information. Should anyone choose to attempt to help him with it, I fear he may revert into his animal nature. But is there anything you guys wanted to ask Brother Ogum at all?
Well, I want to say thank you to him, making me feel a lot better.
Oh, he smiles. He says, glad I could do something for you.
Brisket tries to lick the ghost. I'm guessing it fails.
Yeah, it just kind of passes through. He goes, the sentiment is appreciated. Clan Ironstar had many warm and large hearts within its audience. We didn't really go anywhere, but we always appreciated those that would offer both help and also guidance. And I fear that you are pretty much our only hope at this point.
I tell him that I'll try to avenge him any way possible, and that I mentioned that I looked through some of the tomes and maybe it'll be possible to kind of how do I say, pass on their legacy by trying to figure out the brew or something.
That, my own friend, is all I could ever ask. Do us proud. Whatever you carry back to your realms will be what is remaining of our legacy. Please, I beg of you, take what you can, learn what you can, and bring honor to our halls. No other questions? Nothing else? You can ask him anything.
Do you know if does the worm have a weak point?
Oh yeah, that would be a good.
I know not if the worm has a weak point. If anything, the weakness I have studied and seen in Killer X is simple greed. Greed in all things imaginable. Much like the progenitors of his race. He's all consumed by the things that he wishes for. And should he have found this relic that even my clan elders did not speak of, buried in the mountains, should it have had some effect on him, then perhaps that is the only folly that I can say at this time. So know that a lot of a warrior's heart and knowledge in battle is using their opponent's weaknesses to best advantage. In this case, Tarkulorex wants what it wants and will do anything to get it.
What does it want?
That's for you to determine. I wish I knew. I have only been able to look into the realm of mortals from time to time. Even less so ever since this Yeti came along.
Okay.
I wish I had better information for you. All I know is that it's regardless of how old it may be, if it is still a young worm, it will be consumed, all consumed, by that which it wants. Use that to your advantage. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Are there any maps or guides how to navigate these halls?
You should not need any maps, but look into the workshop area, and perhaps you may find a layout of the entire hall there. Our architects often kept layouts up there for reasons. So you might find something up there that you can use, or even just something that may help you some way.
Thank you.
His form starts to fade a bit, like the tops of his bald head and the bottoms of his pants start to kind of dissipate, and you see that he's slowly starting to fade away. And yeah, no other questions from anyone?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
bye.
It's not a
Briscuit's
question.
kind of raising his shield a bit, anticipating the Yeti reverting back to its animal form.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that's gonna happen, isn't it?
Probably.
Should probably worry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you raise your shield and whatnot in preparation, and just as Brother Ogum starts to completely fade, he'll say, "I would not worry about him for the moment, but the magic in our stone, I am not certain if it is permanent. You should take care." And that he fades away after the words, "Take care." And you see Ingot strain forward as if like he had been pushed from behind, and he's still. It's almost as if he had just popped out of stasis. He's still growling, still holding the stone, and all of the stones behind Ingot all plummet back down, and there's a cascading thud of multiple sizes of rocks just landing behind you, or rather in front of you guys behind Ingot. And Ingot grasps his arm and then looks up at you. What happened?
I was here and I don't really understand.
It seems like you have a really special stone, Mr. Yeti.
You feeling okay? You okay there,
What do you
buddy?
mean? It hurts, but okay. He looks at Brisket specifically and goes, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, you know the stone, the one that you're touching right now. I think it's special.
Maybe. I find looking here break rock, mad, angry, and then words come, fill head, too much, but sometimes too little. I not sure words, but he taps the rug. Mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Yep.
It's yours.
Yours.
Yours, and no one else's.
Your rock.
I wish.
He looks behind and and then door open.
Yeah, but you gotta get drunk first.
Oh.
Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little. It's a long story.
Oh.
I don't really know how to explain it, but there was... Yeah, I don't even... I'm a wizard.
It seemed to be a rock of intelligence that dwarves that lived here long ago had, and you shattered it, and a piece of it got wedged into your shoulder, so you gained the intelligence.
I mean, think of it this way, Mr. Yeti. I wish I had a cool magic plot device that explained my talking.
Pot device.
Forget about it. The point is, you're a special guy.
No, but yes. I feel like I was playing.
No,
the
it's
first
true.
there.
You're real good. You're a good Yeti, Mr. Ingot.
You
I
butter.
think you're good, really good.
You butter.
It's true. Who's the good boy?
You flatter.
you.
No,
It's
you
you.
flatter.
It's you.
It's
That's
not me.
right.
It's not me. You
And I
flatter.
jump up and lick Ingot.
No. Best. Best exchange.
Now, I think the question is, has Ingot drank from these halls before, or is he going to have to drink some of the vomit?
No, there's other barrels, right?
Okay, there's other barrels? I
There were
hope
some
there's
other
other
barrels,
barrels.
yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Okay, well, Ingot seems kind of perplexed and uncertain when you tell him that, yeah, he needs to drink from the barrels. What do you specifically say to tell him, hey, you have to drink this?
So, that wall, do you see the door? You can't go through there until you drink some beer. I don't make the rules. There's a ghost dwarf here. He told us a lot of things I didn't really understand, but anyway, that's happening.
Ghost dwarf.
Yeah, you were out for a bit. It's wizard beer, so it's cool.
Now, we should have definitely asked what would happen if you didn't drink it and try to step through the barrier. Maybe something bad, maybe it just blocks you. That would have been a good thing to,
You were standing here, too.
Okay. He doesn't need a whole lot of convincing. He just seems uncertain about it, so he'll take a drink and As he does so, he immediately just like starts spitting it out. Why you do this?
Yeah, it's kind of my thoughts too.
Tastes like stone. He manages to get enough of it in his mouth, we'll say.
Okay.
And
So,
it's
how
the
is this-
Yeti.
I guess we'll figure it out later. Never mind.
So should we try to go through the door now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk on through.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. No time like the present. Says
Okay.
Brisket.
I mean, I
So,
really don't feel like that the dwarf would have been lying to us. We are kind of just trusting him because he wasn't immediately hostile. He could be playing the long game.
He
Yeah, we'll
told
be
us
fine.
everything, though.
That's pretty elaborate to be lying, I think.
Yeah.
To just be
Yeah.
to have an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Yes.
He could have just.
but he
told
was right, and you all are incinerated.
us.
Oh.
Only people who drink it
Yay!
and walk through the barrier will die.
Well, that was fun. Good,
Yeah.
good games.
So, next floor
Um,
has things.
Okay, so if the five of you are approaching the stairway, you will as you start to ascend the steps of moving past the runic door, it will feel like you're walking into a very hot place. Like, and since the temperature difference here is immense. Going from like an ice box to 100 degrees outside, and it feels extremely uncomfortable at first. But as you continue walking forward toward the barrier, you feel kind of like a fire in your stomach, like a very strong drink, and you simply pass straight through the barrier and come out the other side. Except for Gerald, he actually turns into a woman. And that's weird, but
Yeah,
that's
a
just
really
because he
sexy
drank the
wizard.
weird one. You don't have to be a sexy wizard, no.
I don't have to be, but this is high fantasy. We can be anything we want.
And you decided to be Gerald.
Yep.
Yep, that's correct.
I got you there.
People like to be, the most powerful, ideal version of themselves.
Okay, yeah.
I'm Gerald.
All right. That is actually going to end it for the night, right here, as you guys ascend up to the upper floor of the
Cool.
hall. So,
Awesome.
Okay.
so you guys explored through Clan Ironstar's sacred hall here, and next time we'll probably take a bit more time than
Sure.
this one. The next time we'll probably play for, if we can, maybe about 4.5 hours or so. But
Okay.
it's my hope that we may be all done with this adventure by that time.
Whoa.
So,
Now, because of me like vomiting and shitting and passing out and going through every goddamn like physical trial there with my body, or really all of us, do we level up? That'd be cool. I know there weren't any battles though, so. But we came out on the other side better.
what level are you guys right now?
4.
4.
It's level 4. Give me a second. I want to see where my
I know it's a long
Things
shot.
that-
Just thought I would ask.
No, I did have it after the scalding wall. Yeah, you guys leveled up.
Oh, wow.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Worth
I
asking.
had been confused because I went back to listen to everything, and I had for the last session I had to listen to it about twice because I feared I had missed the section where I said you guys should level up, and I'm so off of my original session chart that I wasn't quite certain if I had done so or not. But yeah, you guys are actually at just the right part now that I'm seeing it.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Level 5 classes get new things, right? Or is that 6?
No, level 5 classes get some really good stuff. Gerald, I'm
nice.
pretty sure you get
Let me see what
something
warriors do.
cool. They actually get the attack twice thing.
Yeah,
nice.
I get attacked twice. I'm so happy.
That'll
So
help.
your guys' efficacy is definitely going to jump here. Level
Sweet.
5 is also the third level spells in a lot of cases.
Oh yeah,
So
I get lesser restoration and zone of truth.
boom.
Oh boy. and proficiency bonus +3. And my spell slots, I go up to 6 total, up from 3. So I pretty much doubled the number of slots I have, which is awesome.
Alright,
Yeah.
time to roll my health.
Yeah.
Level
All right.
5. At the 5th level, you gain the ability to attack twice
whoops.
instead of once. And maneuver.
There we go. I had cut out because of the push to talk.
Doesn't say anything as far as exactly what goes on with
With what?
the Eldritch Knight
Oh my
thing, but I
God.
think
You
it's
just-
just
you gotta
extra
look in the Eldritch
attack,
Knight
and
section.
then the spells, I guess that works.
Mhm.
I think I just get one extra first level spell, and I also get to reset my spells, and I think some of them are useless, so maybe that's worth thinking about.
Yeah, it's one of those good points where you get to say like, I didn't get to use the spell at all, or this one I feel has been useless and I don't want it anymore. But I'm really happy because I just realized I had written out my original session plan, and I managed to get back to where I thought I was going to be with this last one.
Nice.
Because this I think was our 6th session. I think 6th.
Let me double check. I linked the yeah, this would be session number 6.
Yeah, I had originally planned for, and I don't know how I thought this was possible, but I originally planned for 4. And there was a celebration in a party, recruited, the wager, and attack in the skies. Like, I thought that was all going to be one go. Then there was emergency landing, the Frostfang Peaks, an unexpected friend, and then the frozen network, which was actually going to be a little more of a network of caves, but I ended up cutting that down a bit because that was going to be a lot. Meditations of the Damned, Accursed Clan, Iron Star's Wail, and the Scalding Wall. Yeah, we're all the way caught up.
Cool.
Nice.
So this should only
Cool.
be hopefully one more session, and then we'll be season 2, and then we can consider season 3 another time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Also, Hoots, I would just like to say that I rolled for my health with D8 and I got an 8. You can
Nice.
check
Yeah,
the
an 8?
table. It's right there. Right there.
Boom. Very nice. Does anyone else want to roll their HP?
So it's either take half plus 1 or roll whatever
Correct.
your thing is.
Yeah. So I have 43 HP right now.
I'm trying to decide if I want to roll that.
Yeah, I also have the tough perk, which gives me extra points.
Yeah, plus your constitution.
Nice.
When don't our hit dice go up at some point too, or something?
Vomit potion. Your hit dice are reflected by the number of levels you have.
Okay, so now I have 5d10.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Should I roll for it, chat? They're gonna say yes, aren't they?
I don't know. I'm gonna level up when I usually go over it step by step in the book to make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'm just gonna wait and do that off stream.
Yeah, that might
Cool.
be worth doing. Always roll.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna roll real quick then.
All right. Roll for me. What'd you
It's more
get,
Hell
buddy?
yeah.
All right, that's slightly better. 7 it is.
7 is better than a 6.
All right, so 7 plus Constitution. Where's my Constitution? 7 plus 2, 8, 9. So brings me up to 53. If I did my math right there.
53.
It's not
Man,
bad
I
for
don't
a
feel
wizard.
so scared about throwing hard hitting stuff anymore. So I always read about things that's like, here's a trap, deal 8d6 to someone. You go like, wow, that's a lot of damage. And you're like, wait a minute, these guys have a lot of hit points now. Haha.
Well, I'm also a wizard, so I'd have a lot of health.
Yes, that's definitely what wizards have. Lots of health and the ability to attack twice.
Mhm.
Yes.
And action
Wizards are
surge.
very... And action surge.
A well-known wizard ability.
Yep.
Yep.
Definitive wizard ability, and your most powerful spell being like magic missile. It's
Yep.
definitely it. Yep. So, well, cool. Well, you guys did well, and I always appreciate the lovely humor interspersed. I can't decide if I'd say for best moments for me this session, I can't decide between Azana screaming while Gerald was about to throw her, or Brisket suddenly deciding that it was a really good idea to go drink that.
Yeah, I don't know what got into him. He
Yeah.
just thought, oh, a vomiting potion, that sounds fun. Just in the sense that it's like a practical trick in a way, like, oh, cool.
It's like a
I wanna-
magician's thing. Yeah, you buy it, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, look, it's a vomiting
Like-
flask of
like-
stuff.
I imagine in my head that he imagined it like a jovial prank thing, like something you'd find in the Harry Potter verse. Like, oh, drink this potion, it'll make you vomit. Like, just a funny thing. Not a, like, drink this, like, nearly die. Like, just vomit everywhere, shit your pants nonsense.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't regret it at all.
It was
It was
very
great.
possible for you to die from that.
It was with that D6. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough.
that's okay.
He's okay. My dog is he's literally on his back with his paws up in the air, sleeping and making
Aw.
noises.
Yep.
He's ultimate cute pose right now.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a good boy. What? He does look like roadkill. He looks like he got hit by a car.
There you go. I'm gonna head out. So it was fun, and I'll catch you next time.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Later,
it.
everybody.
Later.
KY.
See ya.
I'm gonna check the art real quick.
Okay. And big thanks to everyone that came by to watch and
Yeah.
have been enjoying these sessions. Next session's probably going to be the last one, at least for a little while, at least with this party. We're obviously going to leave it open in case we want to come back to these characters, or should we decide that we don't want to come back to these characters, we don't have to. But it's definitely, we're leaving the options on the table. We were also talking at one point before we went live about doing some shorter games, like possibly like one shots of more thematic and dirtier kind of dice games, like beer and pretzels kind of games. So
I don't see any art, but if you are working on art, I will show it next time I'm streaming, at least.
yeah, no worries.
And these other
someone
guys are
asked-
pretty good about it.
Yeah. Someone asked, has the past episodes been uploaded? Yes,
Yes.
go to RevScarecrow's YouTube channel, and you'll find all of our D&D episodes up there. Rev's done a great job of curating them.
Yes, RevScarecrow After Hours, and you can even search RevScarecrow After Hours Vinesauce D&D, and there's a playlist I've made with all of them, so you can just sit down and watch it. I think it's gonna take you a while to get through. Most of the sessions are around 3 hours long, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Looks like Mithy's about to post.
Okay.
So maybe, did you want to hang around for it? Or
Yeah,
do
I
you
can
wanna
hang around
watch it?
for a minute. I'm good for time. Thank you
Okay.
for hosting this. Most importantly, Hootie. The
No
world
worries, I'm
doesn't
just sorry
really
it took so
work.
long.
Dude, you did so much of the work for the charity thing. Like, no one's gonna be like, "Oh my god, you did all that work, and now you're not doing this other work for us for free as well."
It definitely, for whatever reason, throughout my life, it has always been that when D&D comes up, it is either absolute feast or absolute famine. I went from having no games whatsoever and hadn't had any for a long time to 4 games all throughout the week and weekends. And I was running 2 of them and playing in 2 of them, and I'm starting to realize that I've once again had too much of it, and I need to start cutting back again.
Mhm.
But I'm glad that we get to resolve, at the very least, this portion of the campaign. And I would still like to come back to these characters at another time and enjoy that if everyone wanted to. But it's honestly just been fun getting
It is
everyone
fun.
together. This is one of my favorite things. I like playing. Like, I've had a ball playing randomizers and all this sort of stuff as of late, but like, these are the streams I really love.
I need to
Getting together
catch
with
some of those
everybody.
randomizers, but you're always streaming like right as I'm wrapping up.
Oh, well, it's all good. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Like, if you have a favorite game of some sort, chances are there's probably at least there's a randomizer for it at this point. Like, as long as it's like a well-known game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, especially for going down the nostalgia trail.
Mhm.
Like, uh, I never even played Super Metroid all that much. I just watched a lot of runners,
Mhm.
and seeing the randomizer then made me kind of go like, oh yeah, I barely know that game very well at all. It'd be fun to kind of learn it, and then I just got hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's some good art from Mithy, and it's just of random moments of the stream. It's good stuff. Mithy's good art person. Yeah.
Mhm. Let me see if I can pull up your stream real quick.
I can link it to you if you'd like.
Oh yeah, yeah, that works.
Give me half a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had like a half-baked idea right before, like while we were streaming, of something that I could do for a session, but I am not a terribly good DM.
Oh, dude, I would totally play him.
It's
If
just
you'd
like
let
a
me.
one-off kind of thing.
Those are the best, though. Those are the best ways to get that kind of either experience, or for some people, it's just like, I want to do a one-time thing, and I don't even know if I'm gonna like it, and if I don't like it, I never want to do it again. And those are the kind of things you want to do.
Hmm.
There's, if I said like I want to take up running, I'm not gonna join a marathon tomorrow. Fuck that.
Right.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna run a good for a day and then rest, and then maybe I'll do it if I want to again. If I don't want to, then I'll never move again.
Yeah.
That's this. Just decided to do a page of sketches and upload it to. Yeah, sure, it's a potion.
good.
Brisket. Oh my god, I wish I had a cool plot device.
That's adorable. It's very well
It
done.
is. Thanks,
But
Bibby.
I think that's where we're gonna end it. I'll try and write down this idea so that way I don't lose it.
Cool.
And if it's any good, then we can play it.
And I should save the file. And done. Okay, good.
Alrighty.
Cool.
So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know when we're coming back to this, but we'll let you know as soon as we know. I think we're gonna try and do it next week, maybe.
I'd like to. If Wednesday is still available for everyone, it would be a cool thing to finish off.
Yeah.
As long as
Wednesdays are
everyone's-
generally good for me.
Wednesdays are generally good. Okay.
Maybe a few hours earlier, just because. But I don't know. It depends on what KOI's schedule is.
Yeah, I can try and shoot for
If it's gonna be
6
a
my
4-hour
time,
session, then that would make it like 2 a.m. when we're wrapping it up.
No, I mean, if we're starting that late, I'll try not to make it a 4-hour session because I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I mean that's.
So
I have a feeling we're gonna fight the dragon, and we spent 2 hours fighting the dragon before, so it's probably safe to assume that we're gonna spend at least 3 hours next time.
maybe, yeah. So, well,
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm gonna run an ad, and then we're gonna bounce. Thank you guys for watching. I don't think anyone's live. Is anyone planning on going live?
No.
I
Or maybe-
might. I gotta get it all set up though.
Okay. Dyer's live right now, so I'll go ahead and host him, but obviously wait for Ima to go live if she does, and you can go and watch her. And also Vinny is live. So I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.